This isn't a mukbang video. If you don't know what that is, go research it right now. Hey everyone, it's Chris with HotShotsCatering.com, and this is Hot Shots TV episode 4. I want to thank you guys for joining me today on this particularly sweet episode. If you love coffee and you love gummy bears, then you're going to love this episode. This might be our best episode yet. Sugarfina. Now, Sugarfina, if you haven't heard of it, it's an adult candy store. And so what does that mean? Well, they primarily offer candies of the gummy variety, such as gummy bears, things like that, that are more geared towards adult flavors. So cigar flavoring, for instance, or alcoholic flavors such as cognac, wines, and then, of course, now cold brew. And so their cold brew coffee, which is actually they teamed up with a company named Alfred, based out of Austin. Now, I haven't been there yet, but if you have, please let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear about the experience that you had there. And next time I'm in Austin, I'm going to definitely check them out. Sugarfina started with a couple named Rosie and Josh. And on their third date, they actually got together and they saw Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And after that, they thought to themselves, well, you know, there's candy stores for kids, but there's not really any candy stores for adults. And you know the rest, as they say, the rest is history. So they started Sugarfina. They started making all these various different gummies, and this is their latest. So their latest is this cold brew that they've teamed up with a company called Alfred, which, like I said, I think is based in Austin. So what I'm going to do today is just kind of go over the different offerings that they have. Let's first start with the packaging. So they have this cool little tumbler here. This normally comes with about 2 sleeves of gummies in it, and it comes obviously with the tumbler that is 100% usable, so you can put all your iced lattes and iced coffees in that. And then the other cool thing, this is another type of packaging. Normally they offer these in 3s because they have 3 flavors, but these are kind of cute. These are like a little mini tumbler. And they say for each one of these little tumblers equals 1 espresso shot. So be careful with that. Now, another package that I don't have with me is actually their coffee bag look-alike, if you will. And that has the same thing, different types of coffee flavors in it, but it's made to look like a coffee bag. The flavors they have is they have cold brew, then they have an iced vanilla latte flavor, and then they have a bourbon cold brew as well. The other thing too that we need to go over is just kind of what's in these. You know, what's the ingredients inside these. So obviously gelatin. We're talking gummy bears here. Glucose syrup, coffee. Now they do Arabica and Robusta beans to actually do these flavors, which I think is kind of interesting. I think they want to get different notes out of them, and then obviously carnauba wax, all kinds of things just to make, as you would expect in a gummy bear. Also, if you are allergic to nuts, I would suggest not having any of this because it does contain nuts or could possibly contain nuts as well. Now, the price range. So, you know, it really ranges from as small as $14, okay, for some gummy bears, all the way up to $45 if you want to get crazy. And so that's pretty much what their pricing is. Obviously, $45 is if you're getting a kind of a group package of several of these things, maybe giving them to friends or something like that. And I think these little guys are kind of where they start at $14, and I want to say that's for about 3 of these little tumblers here. So the next thing we just need to do is taste them and find out how good are they. So let's get into that. So it's Sugarfina. We know what the packaging looks like. It's great. We know the price point is decent, I guess, if you want a sweet treat, a gourmet sweet treat. I think the price is fair. But is it worth the price? Let's taste it. The cold brew, let's start with that. Now, first thing I will definitely tell you is this little guy is sticky. So if you're thinking about getting a couple of these and going home to a Netflix binge, definitely make sure you have a warm wet paper towel with you for your hands, because this little guy is very sticky. But let's taste it here. That's interesting. It definitely has the cold brew notes. I'm also getting a little bit of a honey flavor too, which is kind of interesting. But if you've ever had cold brew, if you haven't, please go to your nearest coffee shop, a good one, not just Starbucks, and order a cold brew and taste it. If Starbucks is the only one you got, then you're gonna have to do that. But get a cold brew and just taste it, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. When you do a hot coffee and a cold brew is actually a lot more flavorful as far as coffee goes. To me, actually, the first cold brew I ever had was at Ascension here in Dallas. It's a local coffee shop, and to me, it has really kind of like a whiskey or bourbon flavor to it when you have it over ice, and it's almost like a hard coffee. It would be the best way to explain it. But this definitely has that flavor. So it's definitely different than just drinking a cup of coffee. I wouldn't say they just threw like a coffee flavoring in this and called it a gummy bear that's cold brew. It definitely has the cold brew notes, which personally I think is actually pretty good. It does have a little bit of a honey flavor there to it. And that could just be, how they make these things. But to me, it has a little bit of a honey flavor. So that's the cold brew. Let's try the iced vanilla latte. So this is the iced vanilla latte. I wish I could say it wasn't sticky, but it is. Now this, to me, has more of a honey flavor, honey taste to it. It's supposed to be vanilla. I taste a little bit of vanilla. I'm gonna try another one here. But primarily, I'm tasting mostly honey. It might have a hint of vanilla, but I think as you start eating it, it definitely has that honey rush flavor to it that comes on pretty quick. But it's very good. I actually would prefer the cold brew. Now, I don't have the bourbon cold brew, but I bet that would be even maybe better than this guy here, because I do like that kind of flavor. Yeah, so this is the cold brew. This is the iced vanilla latte flavor, and I can tell you they're both very good. The iced vanilla, it didn't do it as well to me as the cold brew did. It just was missing a little bit of something there. But then again, what I'm considering honey to you might be considered vanilla or something else. So I think both of them have really good coffee notes, but I do think the vanilla is a little bit lacking on the vanilla side, and I'm getting more of a honey flavoring to it, which in the ingredient list that I mentioned, I don't think I mentioned honey, so that could just be something I'm making up in my own mind, which wouldn't be anything new. So I would definitely recommend these first of all. Now, I got to mention something. I was not paid or consulted with Sugarfina. I don't know them from Adam. So, I don't have any, this isn't a paid review, if you will. So this is my honest opinion. I definitely think if you guys are interested in gummy bears and interested in coffee, you definitely need to go check them out. If you're in the DFW Metroplex, I know they have a store. They might have one in North Park, but I know they have a store at Legacy West. That's where I got this. And you know, definitely check them out. They have some other gummies there that I've been anxiously looking at, the alcoholic flavors, as well as maybe some of the cigar stuff. It just kind of seems interesting to me. So I think it's a lot of fun. And then if you want a tumbler, definitely go there and get this guy. In the worst case scenario, if you don't like the gummy bears, throw them out and you can have a nice brand new tumbler. So yeah. Also, if you haven't been to hotshotscatering.com yet, definitely check us out. We are the Dallas's premier gourmet coffee caterer. And if you need any help planning an event and you want to have coffee, gelato, Italian sodas, or anything like that involved, let me know. Also, let me know in the comments section below after this video, what would you like to see? What do you like the reviews that we're doing? The next review that we're planning on doing is actually doing a comparison of several different coffees that are popular. So let me know if that's something that interests you. I want to get some interviews going. If you're interested in doing an interview with us, message me. Let me know what you have to offer. Tell me about if you're a business owner, event planner, or just someone that's in the coffee business. Let me know. I'd love to get you on air and we can kind of talk about this and see what you do and promote your business as well. And you know, other than that, I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Yeah, that concludes this episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about the cold brew coffees from Sugarfina, the cold brew gummy bears, and we'll see you next time. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this video today. And if you want to see more great content, click here. Have you subscribed yet? Click here. Do you want to find out more about Hot Shots? Go to hotshotscatering.com and find out why we are the premier gourmet coffee caterer in the DFW Metroplex. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.